Are you ready to learn? Because my super experienced guests are ready to share some really valuable information. Make sure and listen all the way to the end to get help and support. So let's start with the best audio experience.
Hello guys, welcome to our show. Today we discuss about the foundation of creating content writing, because if you ask me what is the best element in web content, I can tell you writing. Check out Wikipedia, Investopedia, many other websites. They have no nice looking design, but they have the best writing that can share something new and unique. I'm so excited to discuss this topic with Aruna Copra. How are you?
Hi, Anatoly. How are you? I'm good.
Yeah, I'm so excited to learn more about that, especially today, because we have this AI content, we have many other things that are trending, and it's still hard to get high results with AI writing. So we need to use this tool, but to think how to use this tool smart and get great results. Aruna, before we start, just tell more about yourself, experience, background, and why you decided to share with us about this topic.
All right. Yes. Hi. My name is Aruna Copra. I have been working as a freelance writer for almost 3 years now. I am specialized in creating articles for landing pages, blogs, knowledge banks, flyers, brochures, like any other text you need, actually. I work with national and international companies across the entire world, and I've been actively working on expanding my SEO knowledge in the last 3 years. I'm always learning more, obviously. My articles are a combination of like personal experience and a lot of creativity and extensive research. I think it is very important to do extensive research before writing any text. Before I started working as a writer, I was always interested in this field because I could like write and read before I went to school as a child. So I have been writing poems and stories ever since. My interest in SEO was awakened when I started working with SEMrush at a previous job. And since then, I have been Surfer SEO certified and enrolled into Fiverr Pro in the category of articles and blog posts. So yeah, that is what I do right now. I believe that providing valuable information like always leads to more success than focusing on promoting yourself in a very prominent and obvious way. So that is what I'm focusing on today with several companies.
Nice, nice. You know, for this short intro, you shared a lot of insights. Probably it can take an hour, you know, to describe all of them. Love all your tips. Awesome, great. I think it's important to be creative. It's important to deep learning and many other stuff. And Aruna, let's start from the basic. You mentioned that you have experience with writing. I think you love writing, and you share that you love writing and reading. It's interesting. Steve, who say this? Probably Stephen King. He told that two secrets of writing: read and write a lot. That's it. You know,
Exactly.
nothing special. So, can you
Yes.
tell how to improve writing skills without experience? Today we can ask AI, please write for us. We can get this text, but I'm not sure it's great quality. Of course, grammar stuff is good, editing good, but nothing special, nothing new, and people are not interested to consume the same content. I got the same thing. For example, I often ask my friends about a new movie, and they share with me nothing special, the same plot. We watch many such movies. So, can you tell more about your methods how to improve writing?
Yes. Well, like you said, you have to like love to write and to read because you have to like read up on a lot of stuff. But it's also very important to take like your own personal experiences and the experiences of the people around you to create like creative articles about very specific topics. So simply just go out and talk to people about what are their opinions on a specific topic, for example. I think that's that's the most easy way to start writing, and then just start writing as if you are talking to a friend. That's very important. I think that's a very good tip. Just start writing as if you are talking to a friend, and you can like tweak the text later, you know?
Yeah, I think, one more thing, it's important today to write every single day, to be consistent with that, because
Yes.
I found great sportsmen, they train every day. They have no
Mhm.
excuses why they can't do it today, tomorrow, because of party, because of many other things, because they need to take children to school. Of course, we need to schedule our time to have discipline and write every single day. And
Mhm.
don't forget about kids. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Rana, you mentioned that you provide deep research before writing. Can you tell more about that? Because I see many writers are good with rewriting, and today
Mhm.
AI can replace them.
Yes.
They just take existing content, rewrite it. If I ask ChatGPT, I can get totally the same content for a few seconds. So
Yes.
it's important to provide deep research to learn your readers, customers. Can you tell how you do it? Because you worked in SEMrush, it's a big
Mhm.
company, but
Yes.
I see when people don't understand this keyword research, they find keywords, see high volume, and then jump to create totally the same content. So tell more about deep research.
Yes. Well, the process of creating like SEO articles for different purposes, it all starts with deciding on your target audience and the right tone of voice. Because I think it is very important to like periodically reevaluate the tone of voice, because as soon as your business grows, your target audience is going to grow. And when your target audience grows, you might want to change that tone of voice. Now, after deciding the tone of voice, you have to set a very clear goal. So I always like follow 3 simple steps. And the first step is deciding on the target audience. The second step is re-evaluating the tone of voice. And the third step is set a very clear goal. Because when you set a very clear goal, you can create an article with a goal, you know?
Mhm.
For example, if you want to convert visitors to paying customers, your first instinct is probably to create an article with a very obvious call to action, but that's not always the best way to convert uh, visitors to paying customers. It also depends on what your target audience is, again, on how you
Mhm.
create that article. But if we take like Gen Z as an example, you know, the new and young entrepreneurs, if you are trying to sell a product or a service to Gen Z, just telling them to click on a link or buy now, click here, you know, those kind of call to actions won't work for this target group, because they see through all of those standard marketing methods. So as a business owner, you need to be more smart about how to talk to this group.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one way to do this is actually to write like easy to read and logical articles with a hint to a call to action. So, for example, if I'd like to sell my own products to a young entrepreneur in an article, you know, with a couple of lines of text, I'd say something like, um, you know, do you like to read, or do you like to write an SEO article?
Mhm.
No, and probably, you know, that this young entrepreneur will say no. um, I don't want to like put in the work and all of the time and the effort to create an SEO article, and creating as effective SEO articles is hard for me, so I need
Mhm.
to give that to somebody else. um,
Mhm.
you know, with Gen Z, for example, they are all about working smart and not hard. So
Yeah.
I think it is very important to like play in onto that, you know.
Yeah, awesome. You mentioned about SEO article. Let's talk
Mhm.
more about that because I see when people so much attention to Google.
Yes.
It's the same when they're trying to get engagement on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. They pay so much attention to algorithms, but we
Hmm.
don't know how it works. It's a machine, and Google
Yes.
has a lot of algorithms, not only 200. I
Hmm.
think they just change their system like 7,000 times a year. It's a lot.
Yes.
Human being can't chase all these algorithms to learn them. Even people on Google, I remember when John Mueller shares some tips, and some of them were obsolete, and he didn't know about that
No.
because Google is quickly changing well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it's interesting. Once I watched an interview with Mr. Beast, and he told how he learned YouTube. He
Hmm.
didn't learn any YouTube algorithms. He learned why people watch, why people
Exactly.
wanna watch. He watched many videos and got it what kind of content he needs to create to retain audience longer, to engage them, to get likes, comments, many other stuff. That's why we know today Mr. Beast. But many content creators try to manipulate the system.
Yeah.
I think it's not good idea today.
No.
10 years ago, yes. Today, not, because even if it works a few days, even a few months, it doesn't mean it will work forever. Google thinks about human being. If you can
Yeah.
satisfy a human being, then you can satisfy this machine.
Exactly.
Google wanna share content that people wanna consume. It's
Hmm.
simple. So, can you tell how to write content for a human, but don't forget about search engine as well?
Yes, that is a big that is like the entire thing, you know. That is why you
Mhm.
need an SEO content creator to like put all of the puzzle pieces together. But I always aim to write for people instead of like the crawling bot, because I believe that providing relevant and most importantly accurate information is much more valuable than writing just to tick off like all of those SEO conditions. Now, even though it's important to follow the guidelines of, for example, let's say Yoast, it is more important to write from authenticity and creativity and logic. Because by
Yeah.
surprising people with like new information, or by looking at a subject in a creative and different way, you add value to any SEO article.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, I think that is,
I feel.
yeah, that's how I
I
write
think
for.
what is the big issue with AI today, because it's not creative. It's just
No,
the best
informative.
rewriting tool ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't create something new and unique by using AI.
Yeah.
Of course, it can help a lot, to create the structure.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like to create the structure with AI, because you can understand that many others will create totally the same structure, even if you
Yeah.
provide something new. So it's better
Exactly.
to customize, to analyze
Yes.
and learn more.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm interested about choosing priorities. It's interesting that many webmasters provide keyword research, find a lot of keywords, group them,
Yeah.
but when they have limited resources like two hands, probably someone have four hands, not a lot, yeah. But
Yeah.
when I see their content plan like 100 topics, 1,000 topics, guys, it's hard because you need to provide deep research, you need to learn to be creative. It takes time to create such
Yeah.
content. Like Brandin, he can write like once a month. I don't know about today exploding topics,
Mhm.
but when he wrote for backlink, yeah, he did it like one time a month. So can you
Yeah.
tell how to choose priorities? Okay, I have content plan, I have many keywords, I want to rank all of them, but I need to understand that it's impossible with my resources. So can you tell your methods to choose priorities?
Yes. I always look at what is actual today. So, what is important to talk about today? With like a content plan, you are planning ahead, and that's always good. And it's always good to have like a keyword list so you can go back to that list for inspiration. But you always have to look at like news articles or again opinions of others, like what is hot and happening right now, and that is what you want to talk about or want to write about.
Yeah, we have the question from Ankita. Thank you
Mhm.
for your question. It's a great question. How important is it to manually insert keywords on the backend? Should we upgrade to a premium plug in to insert more keywords for a blog? What do you think about that?
For a blog, I think it's very important to like have one main keyword, but also like have a couple of keywords on the site to put them inside of the article. And if you want to use a premium plugin to add more keywords, that always helps. Like it helps the
Mhm,
crawling bot to recognize the keywords. So yeah, you
mhm.
could do that, but it's not like a necessary thing to do as long as your writing is good. If your writing is good in the blog article itself, it's not really necessary. I believe it's not really necessary.
Yeah, I like the approach from Neil Patel. He
Yes.
submits keywords in
Yes.
logical structure, but
Exactly.
in the end, he uses the section FUK, frequently asked questions. So if he can't add all these keywords in the logical structure, he can
Hmm.
reply to these questions in the end. So probably it can help users, it
Yes.
can help Google, but you don't need to submit for the sake of having them. So if you can't
No.
reply, yeah, it's better to avoid. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. Agree. Okay.
All right.
Let's talk about broad questions because I often get this question:
Hmm.
how much to write? What
Yeah.
the average length of content? Do I need to write 4,000 words, 2,000 words? Do I need to post 3 times a day, 5 times a week? So, can you reply to these questions?
Yes, yes, of course. Well, there are a couple of things you need to take into consideration, and the first is exactly like the length of the article, like you said, the amount of words. Um, to rank like organically, you have to write a minimum of 300 words, but I always
Mhm,
recommend like 500 word blog articles. But when you are making a knowledge bank, so when you are really giving like information on your specialty, it is best to like go for 800 to 1200 words. I think that is best. And I also believe that it is good to avoid like stuffing keywords in your text. Some experts might say that the best keyword density is like 3% to 5%. But I think, like, if we take the main keyword and a couple of extra keywords that are being put in the article, I think a keyword density between like 0.5% and 3% is perfect. But again,
mhm,
that also depends on like the length of the text, because let's say you have a blog article 500 words and you have a keyword density of 5%, you have to put the keyword like 25 times in the text, and that leads to like double information, double sentences, and yeah, that's not good for anyone.
Yeah, we have the question about backlinks. What do you think about backlinks? Is it a good idea to provide link building today?
Yes, yes, it's still important. Yeah. And the backlink metrics, they changed
Mhm,
recently. So, yeah, backlinks are always important and they stay important. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I found some great influencers and many websites have no link building because they have this authority. They don't need to provide link building. It's like Mr. Beast. If he
Yeah.
posted a new video on YouTube, he doesn't need to promote because his
No,
audience can promote it. So it depends. If you have no
exactly.
authority, it's better to
Yes.
do it.
Like if you are a
If
starting company or you are a small company, backlinks are
yeah.
very, very important. But yeah, like if we look at backlinks, let's take Wikipedia as an example, has like 8 billion backlinks, and yeah, that always gets you like a number one position in Google. But to get there, you have to put in a lot of work. So yeah.
Mhm. Okay, let's talk about this parameter EEAT, experience, expertise, authority, trust. So, can you tell how it's important today to consider this parameter? Because I found John Mueller replied to this question that it's not direct ranking factor, but I see it's hot topic. Many people tell it's important to consider. And for me, I don't care. It's direct or indirect. I don't know what kind of difference between them. Because, for example, if I go to gym, if I train hard, it's direct. If I eat healthy food, it's indirect. But indirect plays more role in building muscles than training hard. Like 50% of eating, 30% of training, 20% of racing. So it's the same with EEAT. Can you tell how it's important to consider this parameter and how to improve the score? We have no the score, but probably some imaginal score of EEAT.
Yes. Well, I do think they are important to take into consideration because, well, it goes back to like building a good backlink profile, for example. That builds trust. But when we are talking about creating SEO articles, yes, you have to put like all of those things into consideration to create a good article, because you need to give the people a little bit of sense of that you know what you're talking about. So I do think it's important. It might not be a ranking factor on its own, but like all of the components together, they do. They are
Nice.
important.
Okay, Aruna, I have the question about boring content. I want to share a few examples. If I take any book from Jack London, he wrote his books 100 years ago. And, I can feel that I'm part of the journey. I can forget about meal, about water, about sleep, because I live on this book. I can feel it on my skin. But many books are great for sleeping. When you take this book, you can read it, sleep well. You don't need to pay for medicine, pills. You can save some money. Just buy a bunch of boring books, read them. That's okay. It's enough.
Exactly.
And it's the same with any content. A lot of content are boring. And once I had the conversation with Jim Edwards. He worked in Business Insider 10 years. He started on this company from scratch. Then the company was sold for $500 million, 1,000 employees, great success. But he told their success depends on creating non-boring content. So business niche, finance, boring. But Business Insider found the way how to create non-boring content. Can you tell how to do it? How to write non-boring content?
Yeah, that's a very good question. But it's like, I think it's also a little bit of talent. I think you need to have a little bit of talent to like create a fluent article that's also fun to read, and that's like a good article. So you need to have a little bit of talent, and you really need to like love to write and love to read.
Yeah.
It all comes back to that. Yeah. So I always write all of my articles myself. And I think that is one of the most important factors that contributes to my success. We have talked about AI a little bit. You mentioned ChatGPT, for example. And maybe to create an outline or something like that, you can use an AI, but I don't. Because it's not a human, it cannot feel. And that's important to like feel something when you're reading a text.
Yeah, by the way, I'm using AI, but quite different approach,
As
because
a tool.
I'm using like for editing my text. I can write them, and this tool is amazing. With
It
editing,
is.
because I have a few proofreaders in my team. I usually send to them,
Yeah.
but a few times I check out editing content. I ask about their reviews, and they reply to me, yeah, that's good, real good
Yeah,
quality. So
it
I
is.
think if you use AI for editing, and I usually ask the command, like, for example, please don't change the meaning, just edit, simplify, but don't change the meaning, so you can
Yes,
get the same content but with nice grammar. So
exactly.
Yeah, love it, love it. Okay, Aruna, I have the question about how to catch attention of your readers in the beginning, because people usually bounce fast. They open the article, website.
Yeah,
If you can't get their attention, it's like you have a few seconds to do it. And
yeah,
it's the same with email. When people usually check out for a few seconds, if you can't get their attention, they leave it, forget about your email, because most people get plus 100 emails a day, a lot.
hmm,
We have no time to read all these emails, and recipients usually read emails from customers, from clients, from colleagues, but when they get some weird email, you have a few seconds.
yeah.
It's the same with article, with video content. So can you tell how to catch attention in the beginning?
Yes, yes. Well, it's always important to like have a very strong title and have a very strong first sentence. And you have to have like a first sentence that's intriguing for them to read on. But when we are talking about like SEO articles, they also pop up on Google, in the search results. And
Mhm.
that's why it's also important to optimize your metadata, because that is how you create an SEO title. So the title in your blog article is not the same as the title that appears on Google, and that's very important to recognize that, to know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
By the way, we created a tool
Yes.
on my website that can
Hmm.
help to optimize title, because I love writing
Perfect.
titles. Sometimes I can ask
Yes.
Chat GPT to write 10
Hmm.
different titles and can choose from them. I
Yeah.
can edit some of them, but we created a tool, free tool. What you can do,
Hmm.
just to write your title or submit URL, and this tool will provide the average data, what you can fix, how you can improve, because CTR is very important.
Hmm.
It's not like what kind of position you have, it's more how much
No,
traffic you can get from this position.
exactly.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah, we have the question about AI, so yeah, we
Yes.
can't avoid these questions.
Hmm.
AI is like a slave and needs an excellent master who can customize the output by giving an effective prompt. I think using AI also needs an expert copywriter. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, obviously, yes. He's
Yeah, you
totally
agree,
right.
I
Yeah,
me too.
AI, it's such a cool technology. So, we have to embrace it because it's going
Mhm.
so fast, and we have to embrace that. But we have to use it as a tool and not as an replacement for a copywriter or an SEO content creator.
Mhm, mhm.
Hmm.
Okay, we have the question from someone who joined us later, because we discussed about that. How many articles should I publish monthly? What do you
Oh,
think?
monthly, yeah, yeah, yeah. I would say like 3 a week. Yeah,
Mhm,
something like that. Maybe 3 a week. That's perfect.
mhm.
For very,
Yeah,
very fast results. Yeah, that's
yeah.
for very fast results. So, with one article a week, I've noticed that the results pop up like between 6 to 12 months. But when you go to 2 or 3 articles a week, you'll see results within 3 to 6 months.
Yeah,
Mhm.
nice, nice. Yeah, according to the average data, websites that post frequently, they usually get more traffic. But it
Yes.
doesn't mean that you need to copy them, because if they
No.
have resources,
Mhm.
if they have someone who can post a lot of articles, like Forbes can post 100
Yeah,
articles a day, but they have a
exactly.
huge team who can research and provide real valuable information.
Yeah.
Uh, Aruna, I have the question about something that I often do. I do a lot of mistakes. For me, it's hard to count how many mistakes I did in my life. I keep doing
Mhm.
them, I can learn from them and go ahead. So, can you tell common mistakes that writers still do by creating content, and how to avoid them?
Hmm. Well, I think that the most common mistake that a lot of businesses make in their texts is the wrong tone of voice.
Mhm.
Because on the homepage they have this one tone of voice, and in the blog they have a whole different tone of voice. And that's not logical to me. The whole site has to like tie together. And what I've also noticed is like double meaning sentences. So when you are writing like one sentence, you are saying the exact same thing in another sentence. So that's a very common mistake that a lot of writers make. Yeah.
Nice. Let's talk about how to improve writing skills. Because I see when many business owners are busy, and
Yeah.
I usually recommend to them to try to write themselves, not to outsource or hire copywriters. It doesn't mean that they can't find great writers. Yeah, it's possible. You can outsource, but most writers have no experience with your products, and some sections you need to do yourself, especially about products, or you can send your products to writer, and you don't need to ask about to write a lot. It's better to ask to review your product, to understand your customers, and then to ask about quality content. So can you tell how you improve your writing skills? For example, you have some skills, but it doesn't mean that it's finished. Yeah, you need to improve, to update, to go ahead. So tell your insights about that.
Yes, I'm always learning. Yeah, I always want to learn more. Like all the SEO work it's always evolving. So you have to keep learning, and I do that by reading up a lot. Like when there are changes in Google or whatever, I'll just like read through all the documents. But that is something again that you need to love. You need to love to read, and like I am like a walking Wikipedia at this point. I can talk about like very technical stuff, but I can also help a plumber to write different articles about his field. So yeah, that is what I do. And just take like courses, for example, like when there's a new SEO course somewhere that's very recent, just book it, just do it, and maybe you'll learn something and maybe you won't, but when you do, that's good.
You remind me a story. I read the story on one book. I don't remember exactly the name of this book, but the story was like the author of this book got a letter from other author who asked for advice, and he asked that he can't get results for a long time, and he's suffering a lot. Because of that, he wrote a lot of books, publications, articles, but nobody cares. He's suffering because of that. This author, she gave the advice: leave it, forget about writing. It's not for you. If you suffer by doing something, then leave it. Find something else. You can film great videos. You can do something else. We have many different content types like design, live streaming. It depends. So it doesn't mean that if your competitors can write great text, you can replicate them. It's better to consider your strong side. And you mentioned a lot. You need to love it. You need to be passionate about that.
Yeah.
So I often tell my clients, don't copy your competitors. Your competitors use their strong sides. They consider their unique selling proposition. You might have something different. Just learn. You can get results from short videos. Like this example, book author. Sorry, I have short memory today. I forget the name of this book as well. But he wrote a book 14 years ago, and he couldn't sell this book for 14 years. His daughter decided to post short video on TikTok that became viral, plus 50 million views, and today this offer is bestseller on Amazon. So it's creativity. I watched this video, nothing special, not the best design, just creative video. I love it. So that's what you need to be creative, as you mentioned before. Aruna, I have the question about your experience. I have some students in my network who are looking for ways how to improve their skills, how to learn something new. If you started today from scratch without any experience, knowledge, skills, what will you do today to learn more about writing?
I think I would just like with writing to learn how to creatively write. I'd recommend to like keep a diary or something like that. Just and don't even like think about all of like the story behind it, like the message you want to tell. No, just like write down what happened, what did you do, like start practicing with that and like build on on that. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
what I would do with like writing. But if you are more interested in like writing with SEO in mind, I would say just like play with programs like Uber Suggest or SEMrush or Surfer SEO. Like just go and play with that and figure out how it works.
Nice, awesome. It's the same like, if I read hundreds books how to play soccer, I never beat Cristiano Ronaldo
You
or
have to
Lionel
do it.
Messi. Yeah, you need to do it. You need to practice
Exactly.
because these guys, I don't know, they read books how to play soccer or not. Probably they read some books, but they don't overread. They prefer to hit the ball 1,000 times a day, if not 10,000 times a day,
Exactly.
to hone their skills, to update their skills and go ahead. So practice is more important. And
Exactly.
I hate overlearning because
Hmm.
overlearning, you
Yeah.
can decrease your time with practice when you learn a lot. And people have short memory. They can forget about new skills for a few days.
Yeah.
I can forget for a few hours. Just tell me
Yeah.
something new, I can forget.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But if you practice, if you implement, if you share on social media, yeah, you can memorize them. And one more
Exactly.
question about ChatGPT.
Yes.
Can we rewrite the content that ChatGPT creates to be more readable and tonable for our audience? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's possible. Like I said, it's a tool. But like you also said, like the big companies, they already know what their strength is. So for any company, it is so important to know where your strength lies and to put that into an article, or like put the message of that in every article. So yeah, you can rewrite the content, but you do need to bring your strength forward.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Aruna, I have the question about you. Can you tell about your daily schedule? What you do, what makes you smiling a lot, and how you go ahead without giving up? Because the reason why I'm asking about that, because many content creators give up so early.
Yes.
They can't get results according to some data online. People don't record the second episode of podcast, they don't film
Hmm.
the second video, then don't write the second article because they can't get results from the
Yes.
first one. For
Yeah.
me, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to get results from 1,000 articles, 1,000 videos. It takes time to go
Yeah.
ahead. Mr. Beast told about that. Uh,
Hmm.
what you need to do to film 100 bad videos? Just film 100 bad videos. And he did.
Exactly.
He filmed videos for an year and a half to get first 1,000 subscribers.
Hmm.
Today, everyone knows Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
So, can you tell about your daily schedule, how you discipline yourself, how you consistent in your writing, and why you are smiling a lot?
Yes. Well, it's I'm smiling a lot because I really love what I do. I really love writing, and I really love to be here and to talk about this with you. So that's why I'm
Nice.
smiling a lot. But it hasn't been easy. That's also very important to know because I've tried so many things. I haven't always worked as a writer. I worked in a lot of different niches. So I was trying a lot, and I worked like here and there and here and there, and I had several jobs at the same time, but nothing really made me happy. And in 2018, I had a burnout. Like my body
Mhm,
just said, okay, this is enough. You need to like
mhm.
recalibrate, figure something out, and go forward in a different way because this is not working. And that is how I finally ended up as a writer, because when I was a child, my mother always said to me like, you should like become a writer or do something with words. But I never really listened to her until life knocked me down. So yeah, I think that is my most prominent motivation right now. I know how deep I can go, I know how low people can go, and I climbed out of that hole. I never want to go back. So that keeps me
Nice.
going.
Oh, guys, you need to follow
Yes,
Aruna on social media, to learn how things will be in the future. And I
exactly.
have the final question
Hmm.
about the future. So,
Hmm.
can you forecast the future? What kind of future will be? Because many things are coming. We have AI
Yeah.
today, metaverse maybe come. I don't know. So we'll see. So, your tips about how to adapt today to the possible future.
Well, when we look at like ChatGPT, AI, use it as a tool and embrace it, because it is not going to go away. I don't think
Mhm.
it's going to go away. It's only going to grow more, and eventually, and the AI will become so much more smarter than us, or be more productive than us. I mean, ChatGPT, I think version 5, I heard that it can create like 60,000 words in one prompt. Well, that's not possible for a human. So you have to like embrace that. And yeah, I have no idea what the future looks like with the AI, but I do think like just like the one with the question,
Mhm.
said, like there has to be somebody behind the AI, and there has to be somebody who like controls it and makes sure that it's still readable and still valuable for human beings, because at the end of the day it's about human beings.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
important. Yeah, I think it's important to be creative
Yes,
as much as possible, because
exactly.
people don't care about the same generic stuff. So only creative content become viral.
Hmm.
Only creative stuff can get attention. But
Yes.
I remember Seth Godin wrote this book, Purple Cow. It's
Hmm.
the same. So
Yeah.
if you see purple cow, you always see purple cow, but you can't see
Hmm.
all these white cows around.
Yeah.
Aruna, it's a big pleasure to get on my show, to learn from you. Tell our
Thank
audience
you.
the best way how to learn more about you, how to follow you, how to reach out to you.
All right. Yes, I have a website. It's a very small website with a little bit of a portfolio. My company is called Trusted Content Solutions. So go to trustedcontentsolutions.com, and you can find me on socials under my name, Aruna Priscilla, or Aruna at LinkedIn.
Mhm. Okay, nice guys. You can find all these links in the description below. Listen us on Apple, Google, Spotify.
Perfect.
Thanks again for your time. A big pleasure. Love
Thank
all your
you.
valuable insights. Guys, you need to follow Aruna. Open website, learn more, other services, because you can see, you can lead your marketing in the right direction. Okay, guys, love you. See you.
Exactly. Bye.